actually pulled up the side briefing for today. The reason for that is to go back through our list of targets. So we have, let's go through the list of targets that we do know still exist. So here's our primary targets. We're going to start with the primaries. So this is the King, however the hell you say that, King Yesi Production Center. We still have both entrances to hit. We are not to hit the storage site, which is, I think, this target up here, which I can't get on because I was on it for a split second. But yeah, I think that's this one. Yongbyon. Now, there's only one target left at Yongbyon because the Russians hit it. And it is not the research center entrance. It is the fuel storage site, which is a no strike. We do not want to strike that. We've knocked out the power station already. The Simpo submarine pen is super annoying and thus still on our list of targets to hit. And last couple of streams, I've hit these two targets here as well as the uplink relay. And as such, these three are no longer viable, are now destroyed and no longer are targets. Secondary targets. We've done limited damage to the air bases, but we've done some fairly significant damage to one of the two naval bases. The Nodong launchers are believed to be neutralized, and the Sinpo is known neutralized. As such, we just need to basically hit hardened targets, the King Yisi Production Center entrances, both the north and the west, and the Sinpo submarine pen. So, the problem with this, and I think I'm going to hold off on the King Yesi Production Center attacks for now, is this right here is the Simpo submarine pen. Unfortunately, I'm going to actually grab something that I know has weapons that will normally hit targets like this. If I go and tell it I want to attack, the only weapons that show up are Mark 54 light or LHT lightweight hybrid torpedoes. For all these ships. So the Reagan can't even attack it. So that's a problem. I love how the Reagan even wants to be able to attack. So nothing at the Reagan strike group can actually attack it right now, because they're well out of range of this weapon. And if I pull aircraft, I don't think any aircraft actually have... Actually, I know there's one with a couple of aircraft over here with air-ground ordnance. It's not this guy, it's these guys here. If we grab these, and I do already have them set to attack, or they should be, we're going to come again over to here. They have slammers on board. Or slammer ADAs. It will not allow me to attack it with the slammer ADAs. The only aircraft I have that I know for sure can attack it, it might not even be on the ground at this point. No, they are on the ground. There's one. It's this one right here, War Eagles 5, with its Mark 54 LHTs. I can't use these JDAMs, I've tried it before, and I can't use these small diameter bombs. I've tried it before. So, I do have a submarine inbound with Mark 48s, which are much more potent torpedoes, and don't require me to fly a plane near the target, and won't also require me to wait 20 hours for the Reagan to get over there with its escorts. And also getting over there with the escorts of the Reagan would invariably provoke an attack from these guys. These Snadgens, the Nampos, the Sariwan. The Nampo's not a problem. No, it's not the Nampo, it's the Sango that's not a problem. The Sango, which is a midget submarine, would be easy to kill. it would be no problem for my escorts. These escorts do carry both Merc 54 torpedoes and the RUM 139C vertical launch Azeroth torpedo missiles, which also carries the Merc 54 LHT. So these things don't have a very long range, only 9 nautical miles, but I do believe that's actually quite a bit better than the torpedo itself. If I can find it, there it is. Yeah, this one only has a maximum range of 6 nautical miles. Meanwhile, if I come up to here, theoretically, although it won't let me use it because of how I believe how the missile works, I cannot use the Azeroth against the Simpo, meaning I'd have to be practically on top of it launching with torpedo tubes. Meanwhile, I have the Merc 48 Mod 7 AdCap Seabass with a maximum range of 27 nautical miles at 50 knots or 20 nautical miles at 65 knots, and a range in the anti-submarine and anti-surface of 8 nautical miles. So, what I can do is close with a vessel with these weapons. These weapons are only carried as they're 21-inch diameter weapons. They're only carried by submarines. So, even though it literally says valid targets are only submarines and surface ships, if I come, you are actually within range. Well, technically you are. The Mark 48 Mod 7 is a valid weapon. Now the goal, though, the problem with the position I'm in currently, that green circle there's the 8 nautical mile anti-surface, anti-ship submarine range. There is no circle on this map for the 27 nautical mile maximum effective range. That's actually somewhere about out in this region out here. So I am within technical range to hit it, but I have an island, so I'd have to send the torpedo something like this, which does increase the range. So I do need to close it a bit more. Now the problem is I don't have an ETA, and I have 16 hours to get there with the weapon. So, but the thing is I'm well past their vessels that could potentially find me. Sariwan has a fairly limited sonar range. The Nampo does not have sonar as far as I'm aware. Let's actually look. Nampo just has radar. Lots and lots of radar, so we are fine. The most potent sonar is on the Sang-O, and we're well outside of its range. It's 10 nautical mile range. And again, even if the Sang-O did find us, we can outrun it. I do believe this thing can actually outrun that. And even if it couldn't, we have much better torpedoes. And we still have several of them. So let's get on with this. So what we're going to actually do is we're actually going to tell her to go to a full bell, which is how fast? 10? We're going to go flank bell, and just under the layer. So, unfortunately, as deep as possible is not maximum depth for this vessel due to the seafloor. So these do actually change depending on the unit. Not the unit, but the location. And we're actually coming up on a fairly shallow region. Do we have a layer in this area? Yes, we do still have a layer in this region. We do get down to a depth of about 100 feet, with a layer of 36 to 59 feet. Okay. Now, I'm thinking what I'm going to do is what aircraft do I have ready with ground attack munitions? Because I do want to start striking secondary targets at this point. Let's see, we got lots of AMRAAMs here. We got these bombs. which are paveways. Because I'm going to use the slammers I have against against the naval objective. It's by far the best target. I just want to see what this says. Um, hmm. We're going to just reserve these for primary objectives then, I think. Because I don't know the penetration capabilities of the missiles we have here. These slammers for sure will get used on secondary targets. Now, where are the JSOWs? These are the ones I want to know about. Because I'm not 100% sure on what the broach warhead's capabilities are. Sadly, it does not seem to have the information I actually need. But it's a lot lighter, which means I'm more inclined to use it against these air bases. Yeah, it's only got a 1,000-pound penetrator in comparison to a 2,000-pound. So, yeah, I think I'm going to use these against air bases. Paveways and JDAMs against the other targets. These are more paveways. I did not realize I have more paveways out here. Okay. So we will definitely use these paveways also against air target, or not air targets, against the air bases. Okay. So, how many air bases do I have left to target? I think I do still need to hit them all. Problem is I still need to win air superiority in a few places, but let's just start. But the thing is, since we're going to be using the JSOWs against those, it's not as much of an issue. Meanwhile, let's launch 2 flights of F-18s with slammers. And let's pull the F-18Fs and do solo flights of JSOWs. That way we can hit targets more efficiently. So the slammers are going to go after Tojo, Dong, and Myeongdo. And the JSOWs are going to go after Wonsan, Kum, Iwan, and Changjin up. Alright, let's go ahead and get unpaused. Took 14 minutes to figure out the situation, but explain the exact situation here. Meanwhile, I do have the 2 aircraft I launched last time that are equipped with slammers. I think it's 2 of them. I have to find the other one. I swore I launched a second. What is that? Oh, it's another SAM, okay. Okay, so I only have 1 in the air currently. From the looks of it with slammers. You're Beak 3. You're an MPA. do have slammers. Your UBIC 4. You're an MPA. You're an MPA. I swore I had 2 airborne with slammers, but apparently I only have 1. These guys still have one AMRAM. Okay. Yeah, these ERAMs are about to just go and absolutely peg those guys. I don't think they're gonna live past that. Now, these surface vessels, on the other hand, they will pose a minor threat. I don't see them posing a major threat, though. I don't see them being too much more than a nuisance at most, because their weapons, I think, have a very similar range to ours, but we have a very large assortment of point defense. Yeah, they have the SSN 25 Switchblade with a maximum range of 80 nautical miles. Our primary anti-ship weapon is the Harpoon with maximum range of 75 nautical miles, but we do have large numbers of SM2s, SM3s, ESSMs, the ERAM. We also have 50 caliber machine guns, 127mm cannons, and 20mm CWIS, as well as 25mm cannons. Lots of chaff, as well as other decoys. I don't think they're going to get through if we do end up coming within their actual engagement envelope. Which, that's their engagement envelope right there. But I don't think they're going to actually be able to do that. Now, these things are being illuminated by ANSPY 1s from the sound looks of things. Especially since we have missiles being launched against them. Okay, so we're going to send this one up to here. Now, I'm only sending these guys a short distance out because these actually do have some decent range to them. Thus, I don't have as much of a need to go way out there. This actually is their range. It looks like it might, I think that's their range. So about 45 nautical miles. So we only have to get 45 nautical miles, get within 45 nautical miles tops to hit the targets. We do have 4 JSOWs per aircraft. We have a lot of SAMs going airborne. And that's the difference between these SAMs and the other SAMs we have, the Patriots. These are active homing missiles. So unlike the Patriot, we can actually lose contact and still engage the target. The thing is that they're just outside of range, maximum effective range of these missiles. If they actually knew that, then all they would end up having to do to evade would be just fly upward. Road Watcher. So one that's Elon. Okay. Why is your... Well, I don't need your radar to go active, but still. Also, that appears to be a radar range, in which case, good luck seeing behind you. If that's the case, because, wow. I'm gonna start assigning these guys targets now that we're getting far enough out. One salvo of JSOWs, please. WRA is do not use weapon. Awesome. Both these. That's not what I want. Okay, I guess we're doing something else with these. Plan B. Plan B is... might not be the smartest option, but we're going to go after the actual targets. And I'm also going to just do this just to be... Yeah, see, I can't actually attack that with them. I'm pretty sure these will actually... Yeah, these will engage the birds and the buildings over here that we want to engage. But we are not attacking those with these. Now, what I wanted to do was use the dual warhead nature, the JSOW, to put actual craters in the runway, but it won't let me. The other option I have for absolutely giving up, yeah, well, let me use it on those. Where's your runway grade taxiway? There it is. Yeah, I can't use it against that either. Okay. Well then, that SAM battalion is hurting. Or, what's its range? Acceptable. 100% acceptable. Okay, you're gonna... So, we're gonna use you... And where's the F-35 flight? Right there. Use these guys, please, to pave a way for them. And we'll leave the rest of these guys do their thing. These two flights, where are these guys? Diamondbacks, they're gonna move up. And they're gonna engage their targets. Now, another way I can engage those. The other way I can engage those, if I don't get interrupted by super loud missile launches, is I can use T-LAMs. But the plus side to these weapons is I have a whole lot of them. And I can reserve the weapons I do want to use for potentially for other targets for that. I just remembered. TLAMC, yeah, TLAMC and TACTOM. I have a lot of TACTOMs still. How many Tomahawks do I have in total? I have 39 TLAMCs and 46 TACTOMs. Let's put a bit of a crater. I said, oh, we don't use weapon. Damn it. Okay. Final option is, hold on, I should check weapon release authority. Side doctrine. Please come up, thank you. And I should also double check to see the actual model of weapon I want to use. No, it's not these guys, okay. GPU 24EB GPS stealth GPU. 24EB, this one. Runway facility. Target missiles difference value. Or defense value. Okay. That determines that these guys will actually be used against the runways. Yeah, we'll launch them all individually. It's a lot of missiles being fired up there. What are you guys after? Does not matter to me because I will launch more aircraft as soon as I can to find and shoot you guys down. Now I do still have more aircraft with slammers. They should be ready in a few hours, unfortunately. Which I would like them sooner than that. Yeah, they're gonna be over almost 4 hours away, and that's not including their flight time to reach targets. Jeez, you guys are just chucking missiles everywhere. Are you guys sure this is a good idea to just be chucking that many missiles at targets that are that far away? So, let's see. Hey, it looks like they might actually score a kill. Never mind. And there goes the Patriot battery now. Now they're handing it off to the Patriots. Oh, what the hell is engaging that thing? Oh my word. That does not have the range to actually hit. They have a final pH, this is probably mostly due to range, of like 29%. That one actually had a decent chance, but still. It's mostly a range that's causing them to miss at this point. And these guys just have a decent range. They're not that bad either. What was your chance? 12%. What is that? Radar of some form. Now, both the Hawk and the Patriot are both um, semi-active, so they do not have the radar homers like this thing does. we've got a lot more aircraft to deal with. There we go. 7 rounds per salvo. You only have 4. No, you're not using freaking Gatling guns on a runway. It just makes absolutely no freaking sense. That was equals 7, so we need equals 8. Yeah, you're gonna go after that one. You just need 9. You know what? 9's gonna go after this one over here. The thing was, I was trying to be careful originally with the number of flights I have these guys do, since they're... Why? Oh, you've already allocated yours. Okay. Makes you wonder if this one's got it's allocated. No, okay. That is not the target I want you to be hitting. Now I'm gonna let them split off, and then I'm gonna double check all their targets. That's the weapon. I don't want the weapon, I want the battery. Blind, that missile's gonna just assault destruct. Never mind, it's gonna keep going. That's gonna be growlers, I think. Jeez. Yeah, because our seed aircraft have all rearmed, so I think that's just growlers that took off from the carrier. Meanwhile, I need to wait for Flying Fiends to take back off. The last of this flight, at least. It's the annoying part of only having one runway. That Patriot has no chance of hitting that target. This one could hit that one, theoretically. So I have to switch over to, I think, this Patriot over here. Yeah, that one. These two do have... This one will have range. I'm surprised that one actually had range to reach it. Wow, okay, I'll take my words back. Thought that was out of range. This should have been its attack engagement range. And that's the thing to note about the American air defenses versus the Russians. The Russian air defense, the big one, the S-400, its range is absolutely ridiculous. Meanwhile, you have the American Patriots with a much shorter range, but they're super potent. Thing is, that depends on the battery. They're both mobile systems, both the Patriot and the S-400. I think Patriots, the average expected time frame is about 1 hour to get it set up once it's in position. I think that's like the expected setup time. But since everything is set up on a truck, on different trucks, the entire battery can move rather rapidly. The Hawks also are fairly mobile. They're not as mobile as the Patriot. The Patriot, if you actually could see the launcher, which you really can't, the launcher is actually attached to a truck. While the Hawk, which you can see here, the actual launcher is not. Thus, you have to bring a truck in to actually set it up or to move it. Meanwhile, there's no picture in the database for the S400, but the S400 is going to be something similar to this, where it's going to be on either something like that or on a vehicle like this one. And as such, they're both very mobile. The radars in association with the systems are less mobile, but they're still fairly mobile. Meanwhile, older systems like the S500 and not 500, S200 and the S75, which are the SA2 and SA5, are far less mobile. And actually, the SA3, which is S125, I think, which they had some in here, but they're all knocked out at this point, are far less mobile. Let's see if I can use this U2 to piss off their air defenses again. Seeing that it still has 9 hours worth of fuel. Jesus. Thing is super efficient. But I wanted to try and knock out as many of their aircraft as possible. Actually, I want to see how many, how bad off are they with the MiG-29s? We've knocked out most of their MiG-29s. That's good. We should be through most of their MiG-21s as well now, but I don't know how many they actually started with. But they've got a lot of weapons. They're almost there. Wow. About what's going to be the first position I could theoretically fire from on this bearing? About there. Theoretically, from in a few minutes I could fire. Actually, theoretically I could fire right now. But if I wait until 8 nautical miles, then we're talking about here. And we have more air contacts. Where are they coming up from? They're up here. Okay. I think they're up there. Yeah, it's up there. That's fine. Let's... You more recently took off. You can RTB. I don't actually need more ELINT right now. Those Utiloids are still moving along. Still got more MiG-31s on tankers. Now, the thing I don't like is the position of their navy at this point. That's a Utiloid 1. It's not going to be too dangerous to my ships, at least. It's this that's going to be the problem. The Buryons aren't going to be too much of a threat either. I don't think they have a very potent missile system. Let's see what they actually have. They have the Grinch, which is an Igla for air defense. 8-cell VLS with SSN 27 or SSN 30. And I know they were using these weapons against the calibers against their land targets. So I don't know if they have any left. And then the other one, where's it? The Moskva here, which is a Slava-class cruiser, has SSN 12 sandbox missiles with a maximum range of 375 nautical miles. And then SAN 6 Grumble for air defense. Which SAN 6 is based on... Oh, shiitake mushrooms. SA-10B, that's S-300. So that thing does have S-300 missiles, so these guys. So it's S-300 PS. This thing doesn't have too potent of an air defense. It'll still be a pain to hit them with missiles, but their air defense is the SAN-9 Gauntlet Kinzel, which is meant to hit just a CWIS system. And they still have 2 ships that are unidentified by us. But I would not want to fly anywhere near them with that thing defending the area. In its anti-surface range, we are technically... It could fire its missiles against us if it finds us. And I don't have anything that currently can reach out and touch it. The only way I can actually reach out and hit it is to load up some of my aircraft with harpoons. If I was to do that, then I could reach out and touch them. Where are you? Oh, your seed, okay. Okay, so Eagles 10. You do have a target. I do believe are engaging a runway. Correct? Which one are you engaging? No, I don't need an auto engage. You're engaging that airbase. Eagles 6, you're going after that airbase, correct? Yes. And that's a shelter. Engage the runway, please. 1 salvo. And this is why I'm going back and checking. You're going after the runway. Eagles 9. Going after runway. Eagles 5. You are going after the runway. 7, you bombs. You are also engaging a runway. You do have bombs as well, and are you engaging a runway? Yes, that's a runway. Now, where are the other guys? And these are F-22s. You know what? Go active and engage, please. Where's the F-35 flight? Up here? Yeah, you're way up there. You still don't have targets to engage. This is the Slammer group. They're on their way back. That's another Slammer group. Dam Buster. So you're the guys I'm looking for. Let's fly this way. And I know that's a SAM, but I don't care. Where are the rest of you guys? There you are. I think there's one more somewhere. Yep, there it is. The reason I'm going the routes I'm going, that SAM should be disabled. There isn't any air defenses otherwise in this region that are active, so I can punch through here, launch the missiles, and fall back. This one is potentially active still, so flying over right around here won't be a problem. And more SAMs, even though there's an F-22 flight right there. And then I have the F-22s and F-35s, with the goal of paving the way for the bombers, or the fighter bombers carrying bombs. Because they will be defenseless while they're guiding the bombs. We're gonna get several of these. So this flight's gonna cover these two. This flight of F-22s will cover these two air bases. And these two have, this guy has the hardest job and has to cover these two. But our slammers have hit their targets. We do solve another group of aircraft airborne with slammers. Now the other option I then have is to start chucking T-LAMs at the targets too. Now these guys, their radars are currently off to maintain stealth. And since the F-22s are well within firing range of a target, they are not stealthing up anymore. In fact, actually I want the F-35s to... how threatening... That's a Foxhound. I might want to... I would rush up there and engage, but I still have that surface action group in the way. I'm going to leave stealth active at this point. Should I see a threat from those MiG-31s, then I will most definitely engage. This is also part of the mission where I wish I had B-52s, because if I had B-52s, I could just come in with a metric ton of dumb bombs and just absolutely pummel these air bases. Hell, even if I still had the B2, I could do the same exact thing. But unfortunately, Neva in Pyongyang said no. Alright, so we are technically within range. I'd like to get a little bit closer though. I'd like to get closer and go to periscope depth. Why are you not letting the fighters that are right on top of the target engage? Silly aircraft, oh well. Not aircraft, silly ships. Things I also don't want to go to periscope depth at 21 knots. Would not be recommended. We will be the submarine will be going to creep speed when when it does go to periscope depth. Yeah, this is very compact at this point. That is just how compact it is due to the shallowness of the water. We're gonna let her get to about here, and then it's gonna be. So we're actually gonna do this. And then right there, we're not doing a sprint and drift or anything. We're going to instead, at that point, go to creep, periscope depth. And that's just more or less to get it onto an additional course. At that point, I still want you to maintain creep periscope depth. Go. Now, hopefully, if that SAM is still active, there now is C in the area that it should see. So that should be the end of that thing. Yeah, we're gonna start giving dam busters their orders. 2 aircraft to that one. Your Eagles, you are dam busters. 2 aircraft to that one. I have no clue what actually just got hit. I think that's the airbase that's starting to get hit. Oh yeah, that's the fun part. Literally every bomb that's going to hit those is going to be points because the game does not know how to deal with it. These ones can just go directly for their targets. They should not have any major air defense in their way at this point. It's these two that actually have to worry. In fact, by the time I get to these points, I won't even need to worry about that. Stealth on those guys again. You know what? We're gonna send you guys up here. Not all the way up there, but still. Because I still see a Foxhound and a May. Or not a May, a Midas up there. Which the Midas is just a tanker. Pair of Foxhounds up there. Jeez. They really must not like me right now. We're approaching range on the remaining bombs. Or, well, the first wave over there. You're ways away. Second one right there is about on target, and you're almost on target. They do still have radar up there. You'd better be engaging that, please. That does still have a spoon rest. I do not like that, and I don't have any cluster missiles left for that. These guys will be fine. It's these guys will have more issue. This guy will have more issue. Oh, it's not even laser guiding. I did not realize these were not laser guided. They're GPS guided. Beautiful. No loitering. Yeah, so there goes that one. Goodbye, Mr. Runway. Awesome. I did not necessarily expect that. And prevented a nuclear strike against our allies. Even though there were nuclear strikes conducted. Okay. Triumph of 2,600 points. Okay. So, final score was 2,600 points. I was playing as the United States. We lost 1 Growler, 1 B-2 Spirit, 2 F-16CM Block 40s. The South Koreans lost 4 F-16s. We lost 6 F-22s, all on the ground. I would like to point out 15 hangars, 14 of which were for very large aircraft, 1 for large aircraft, several avgas tanks. I'm going to stop messing with that. Lost 1 tanker, also on the ground. 3 P-3 Orions also on the ground. Expenditures, that's a lot of missiles fired. Russia lost 29 Su-27s, 3 MiG-31 Foxhounds, 13 Su-24 fencers, 2 Su-34 fullbacks, 2 Tu-22s, 2 Mays, 2 IL-20s, 4 IL-78Ms, 2 Helix helicopters, 4 Bear Foxtrots, 1 and another Helix helicopter. They fired several weapons off as well. North Koreans, on the other hand, yeah, they lost a lot more than we did in the process. Scoring log. Let's scroll down to the bottom. I didn't actually finish hitting objectives. I just apparently hit the point of triumph. So I'd actually still have objectives that are on the map because I did not have. I was like, I don't think these missiles are away. So I'm gonna take you off the screen for a minute. Because I need a picture of just how ridiculous this expenditure. Never mind, I can't make it bigger, but we'll get that out of there. So it looks like we can still theoretically continue. But I'm thinking all it was a case of hey, your score has finally reached triumph. And not that you've actually knocked out your targets. Let me grab this up. No, I don't want you over here. Thank you. But I just love how horrible the North Korean losses are. That was ridiculous. But as I said, we're still not done in theory. Let's go. Yeah, let's keep going. I might as well keep it going too because I wanted to finish off hitting targets. And the submarine is actually in position to do its job. What are you? Oh, you're seed. And that should be at periscope depth. What is weapon release authority? Do not use weapon. Can you please fucking tell me how the hell I'm supposed to hit this target? Weapon release authorization. Ships. Hmm. This begs the question, how the hell do you knock this out? It's the structure submarine pens. Which is a category of structure open. Which, if you ask my weapons and their weapon release authorities, let's see, a structure. There is no structure open. But if you look at soft, engage, it might be the fact that it's structure open that's raising the issue on everything. But I literally can't use this either because, oh my word. Can't use the torpedoes that it says I have to use because I can't give them weapon release authority. Let's find a freaking way to do this. It's decoy. That's not what I wanted. You are ready to fire and you are operational. I would like you to fire. Hmm. Weapon release authority. Let's see, soft is all. Structure open. I think this is a case of a bug. I'm not sure because it won't let me use. It literally does not come up. Let's see, these are the. I think this was the 251 or 154 C's. Not the C's. The C1s is what I was looking at. And we're going to go into the WRA. Apparently I have actual cluster bomblet ones. So this is the one I'm bringing in. Okay, this one can't actually engage them. So where the hell? Apparently I have LRASMs somewhere. I swear this is not every weapon I could theoretically have. But apparently there's... because I know there's no nukes on this list. And I know I have most of these somewhere. I just want for shits and giggles. No, it's okay, that's what I was hoping for. Hardened structure open. Oh my word. I could use Hellfires. Problem is getting the Hellfires up there. Which helicopters have them on them? It's these guys. Okay, what's the range on these? Because if I absolutely have to, I will send helicopters up there to do this. The unfortunate part is if I need to refuel them in flight, I don't have a way of doing that. Jeez, they can have a lot of fuel. Let's just go and look. So this is the loadout we have with a 125 nautical mile strike radius. So 125 nautical miles. I think we're we're way too far away. I'm pretty damn sure about that. Yeah, we need to get to about here. So we could reach out and touch them and hit that from about here. But that's gonna be a long ways away. By that point, we have to start worrying about these guys. So I have a new goal here. You're how far away? 33 nautical miles. Let's start dealing with the damned Nadjins. don't know what an AMPO is. Please engage that. You're a guided missile frigate. What do you carry? Switchblades. Okay. Sariwan, I think, is just a glorified ASW vessel. Yeah, it's just a glorified ASW vessel. So, the Najin, the Nampo needn't get knocked out. The Sango, we can hunt that guy down if we have to. And we're gonna have to worry about these. That's an... Oh dear. That could be fun. Oh, that Najin might already have fired all of its missiles. Also, that Najin should get murdered very quickly at this point. I'm thinking this guy's way up here too. It's 5,001 to 10,000 ton vessel. Same with that. I'm thinking it's more of these guys, more Buryons. No, they can't be. Then that's probably more Utiloids. Why do you have more? Why do you have so many freaking Utiloids? Yeah, that one's definitely a Utiloid. That I have no clue what to call it. And I have no clue why that Najin's still alive. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I think I'm gonna end the stream here because of the fact this is just gonna keep popping up. But... So that's actually what the scenario is. We've not actually fully finished the objectives. I'll probably run it a bit more on my own time to see just how much it was going to take to kill these, and hopefully kill the damn Sinpo pen, because I'd love to actually kill it at some point. Because, as I said, every single time I go after the damn thing, no weapon wants to let me go and do that. I want to check something else. Game. Here, WRA. Where are my tomahawks at? What? Even if it's considered hardened, it's still on that list. Same here. What about the TLMDs? Yeah, same there. What the hell? I swore I don't have MMTs, but okay, apparently I have MMTs somewhere. But even these things can't hit them. Okay. Still, what the hell? Soft target, open. Even a hardened target, open. I don't know what you consider this. Just structure open? So I have a problem with that. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've enjoyed doing this. I'm going to be probably, since I've got a lot of time this coming week, when I won't actually be doing stuff most likely, I will find something to stream. I do want to do some Stellaris at some point. Kerbal at some point. I'm probably going to hold off on doing another scenario on this game until, here in Command, until after my winter break, because I'm not going to have this computer for winter break, so I won't be able to continue until I get back. So, unfortunately, that's just how it's going to end up being. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you guys next time.